Hi guys, just a quick one before we move on to what I've learned so far. Someone brought up a very important point which I think I should clarify before I move forward. She was asking about how did I know what was told to me when we talked about my sister's dad's wife dying. How did I know that he was telling me the truth, considering he himself was not a good man? He was quite evil. So the devil has to tell you the truth, but it's up to you if you believe it or not. They tell you in a way that because you know that they're bad, you might not believe them. And I've noticed that the best lie would be to tell you the truth, but in a way that is unbelievable. But also with that, it's easy to tell, because once these people were highlighted and shown out for what they truly were, they started to behave a little bit erratic. Like their behavior became different, which I wouldn't say would be different, would be more of who they really were. So for instance, when I found out my mum was a witch, her erratic behavior was her phoning me so many times and then me having to go toilet, so I realized that that was her. And also with the family of the dead woman, they started behaving different as well, which showed me that he was right. So my point is, this is going to be a quick video, I think. My point is, they start acting different because they have been seen as what they are, or they're scared to be seen as what they are. When they try to cover up, they become more desperate in their behavior. They might phone you more, they might come around more, they might just do things that are different. And you might find their behavior a little bit strange, but that's just how it is. So also another point that I didn't point out is I did also find out who the man was, because in one of my stories I did say to you, I don't know if I actually told you, I think I did. It was a man and a woman that was doing spells on me. I also found out who the man was, but I didn't say it. He started acting erratic when I found out about my mum. He became very desperate, and I was very shocked as to who this person was. He's a godly man. He is part of a congregation of a church. And how I realized it was him was, I was just walking on my high street with my kids, and he just came out of nowhere. And he had this piece of paper and he tried to push it in my face, which was very different considering that he'd never behaved like that before. And I found that strange. And then I didn't think much about it. I just thought, okay, that was really, really strange. I call him an uncle. And then after that, he turned up at my door, which is very strange because he had no reason to turn up at my door, because he may be someone that I know, but I'm more connected to his wife, not him. So again, he moved out of character, which would be his real character. And I have seen him recently, and this is going to be talked about later on because it's a story and we're going to go with the flow of the story, because now he's in a place where he doesn't have any control anymore. This man, you can tell, he doesn't like the sight of me, and he didn't want to be around me. And we was at a family occasion and he was leaving, and his wife said goodbye, and she's been pleasant as normal, so I'm not sure about her, but I'm not gonna count it out, because normally they marry each other, or they marry to suppress a holy person, a woman of God, a woman of man. That's what they do. when I tried to hug him to say goodbye, it was just very standoffish, and it's like he didn't want me anywhere near him. So again, showing you who they really are, but you have to be awoke in the spirit with discernment to understand and see how they move differently. And now I know, for me, when I do go around those people, because of the things that I know and my understanding, and you're going to understand how I came to that understanding later on, demons jump out at me. They literally don't know how to behave around me, so they either come out of themselves and try to attack me, or they just behave really erratic. And then another thing they do, if they can't get you in the spirit, they come at you in real life. And then they do things that could try and harm you in real life. Like, you'll find out later on in the video, but that's what they do. So I just thought this would be a little quick recap, and quite important, especially if there were some points that weren't understood. But we will continue with the next continuation of what I've learned so far. Did you see the birds in the background? That's monitoring spirits. That's how they've been trying to track me. Right now, they can't land and they can't really see anything, so they just fly around my house. Some days, there's like loads of them flying around. If I look up in the sky, there's sometimes quite a lot. But it is what it is. I'm just grateful that God has opened up my eyes.